Good morning, fellas. Happy Wednesday to you guys, man. We are about 5 days away from the release of the game. If you have the deluxe version, which is what I have, and 7 days or 8 days away? You guys who have the regular version. So, man, welcome, man. Super excited. Ethan, what's up, man? Been a good while as well. Good to see you doing well, bro. Man, we just been talking college football and super excited for this release here on Let's Discuss. And I'm kind of gonna jump right into it, man. I want to kind of do a quick video, talk about some random things that I came across. And so yeah, man. Ethan, man, do you have the game pre-ordered? Just wondering. But get into our topic, man. It's really today we're just kind of talking about some random things. I came across this article this morning. I'm sure some of you guys have probably already seen it. But this was actually pretty amazing to see, especially for where college football is going to be going, I think, in the future. It's big business now, man, especially with the NIL situation. So, former Nike CEO Phil Knight is supplying Oregon with unlimited NIL resources. That's huge, man. Nice, man. Yeah, you already know, man. I had to get the early version, bro. I can't sit and wait around and be at the back of the line. Not on this one, but Oregon now has unlimited NIL resources for the success of their program. And Phil Knight wants to see them win a championship. So that's big, man. I can definitely see this turning into a competitive edge to have that kind of sponsor, whether it be a multi-billionaire or whether it be even a sponsor of, the Nike sponsor, the Adidas sponsor, how they support these teams. This is big game happening, man, and I don't know where this is gonna head next. If there's gonna be some guidelines or outlaws, or some not outlaws, bylaws, regarding how the use of NIL plays into college sports. So it's almost turning into clubs, kind of like soccer clubs. If you're gonna just have some big well pouring resources, but I think that's really, really interesting. Nonetheless, we have, Oregon, man, has been on the recruiting trail like crazy. Oregon just landed the #1 wide receiver in the 2025 class, Decorian Moore. So they just had like a bunch of five. They had a couple 5 stars. They had a Dorian Brew, I believe, is a cornerback who's a #4 cornerback. They also have like the top 3 tight end, a top 5 running back, a top 7 D lineman they just signed. So they're on this trail, man. And not only that, since they got some big money coming in, it's going to be a very, very interesting landscape of college ball moving forward. So big old conferences, big old money. I mean, let's see where this thing heads, man. So yeah, I thought that was a very interesting article this morning that I came across. Today we have some things I guess they're dropping with EA Sports, college football. They're going to be dropping some news on the ratings today. So they're going to be revealing, I believe it's player ratings. I'm not sure when they're going to drop it. I try to time these live so that I can be here on time and make sure that I can get that information to you, but there's no telling what time they drop it. I believe maybe around like 11, how they usually do it. So it's going to be nice to see that. I do hope that they drop at least, I know they're going to show the top players. I'm not sure how in depth, how much information we're going to get from them. But So yeah, with the whole NIL thing, I think that's one of the biggest stories that's playing in the college football landscape. So here we go. We got a couple things, man, I wanted to talk about today, man. I wanted to go over a couple like defenses, man. I'm kind of like getting into the X's and O's of football, and like, you know, since this game is approaching closer and closer, to actually get our hands on it and try out these different offenses like the veer and shoot and the spread power, which I thought was a nice touch in terms of the playbooks that they're going to include. I'm really interested to see like 3-3-5 tight. Wondering what that is. I'm not really sure if I've seen it, or if I have, I'm not sure if I'm familiar with how it looks on the field. But I did want to bring up some things like a little chalkboard and kind of like go over some defensive schemes and some X's and O's. I'm a big X and O person, you know what I'm saying? If I can find that thing. But yeah, man, let's see. Let's go to, I think it's here. Oh yeah, there we go. There we go. So interestingly, the 3-3-5 seems to be the most popular defense amongst a lot of the conversations that I'm seeing on Operation Sports. A lot of people want to spread out their defensive looks from east to west. You know what I'm saying? It's because, yes, it's nice to have a couple safeties in the back, but really being able to cover those drags, because college football, as you can see in the game, those out routes, those drag routes, those cross the middle routes are really, really dangerous. And whether you're playing zone or man, it's good to have coverage in the middle of the field, especially even in the flats, because you can get killed in the flats dealing with some speed there. You know what I'm saying? But let's get a little look, man. So if we're talking 3-3-5, right? And you have let's go basic offense like a spread here, right? We do a little spread, a little four wide. Got your X and Y. You got your X and Z, excuse me. Your Y and H. Got your quarterback here in the shotty. Got your running back here, right? And then if we go to defense, let's see. We go 3-3-5. So you got 3 down linemen. You dig? And then you got your 3 linebackers, of course. Got your corner. Got your nickel guys. Safety. All right. Your standard 3-3-5 look here. Hey, yo, shout out to everybody in the room as well, man. Good morning to you, man. Happy Wednesday. Go ahead and like this video, man. Subscribe to the channel. We're just talking a little bit of X's and O's on the college football landscape. If you missed it earlier, man, a little bit of news. Oregon just got a big word from Phil Knight that he's going to supply them with unlimited NIL resources. So Oregon is going to be changing the game when it comes to how they're going to be getting these players to their school. And they already have a top 5 recruiting class, so it's about to get crazy. So we got a standard 3-3-5 look to a spread, right? I mean, this is going to help you, you know, we're talking like how you playing defense. This is going to help you east and west, man. You know what I'm saying? Like these drag routes they run, you know, these things are like very essential to cover when you're talking about different offenses that you're going to go against in college football. So you got here again. So if you got a drag here, let's just do like a simple dig route. He's got a drag. He may have a what's that called? What's that called? What's this route called? But you know what I'm talking about, like a little snag route. And he may have a curl or something. Okay, so like actually maybe like a nice 10-yard curl here. And then let's go like a nice 10-yard dig. So this kind of puts pressure on this safety because he has to guard basically the entire field, right? The good thing is that you have 3 linebackers here guarding the pass. You have the only thing that really hurts you is going up the gut, because you only have one guy here to really supply you the back end if they get past the second level, right? So 3-3-5 is definitely going to give you the shape that you need in terms of guarding both the pass and the outside run. But the inside run, you're very, I mean, especially if this guy goes in motion here. Let's delete these routes. If we're talking run now, this guy goes in motion. I mean, you can put a tight end here. You can also have, if they don't have the spread, right? They could go like a spread tight with the tight end, and he'll be here. So this guy can actually bump down. The fun thing about 3-3-5 is that you can make a different look. You can have different looks in terms of who your nickel guys are. So you don't always necessarily have to have a DB per se, but you can have, you know, a really good coverage outside linebacker play, I would say, the weak side of the field. So if the ball was here, so I'll lock that. So if we put the ball here, I thought I had it. Ball, there we go. To the weak side of the field. Right now, this is the weak side of the field. So if you're in 3-3-5, right, and you shift this line, the line was shifted over to the right. You have this linebacker at this position here being able to cover a weaker side, because now he doesn't have to get east and west too much. And that's just something to think about, how you're going to build personnel to play different defenses. Like I said, 3-3-5 seems to be the way to go when it comes to having the, you know, today's standard defense. So if we're talking, what's today's standard offense that you would say? Anything in shotgun or pistol, but under the snap is not the most popular. You know, pro style football isn't the most go-to anymore. You know what I'm saying? This isn't Notre Dame in 2002. Granted, the pro style still works in certain scenarios. It's just all about how you're going to play, putting your drives together. All right. So let's go to we got 3-3-5. Let's go to like a standard 4-3 real quick. So we have our tight end here. Let's keep this offensive formation. Let's keep that. Let's delete our defense real quick. We'll redraw it up. Right? So we're going into, 4-3 on a spread offense is kind of interesting. But let's give it a look. Let's see. We got 4 down linemen, of course. Right? Kind of even across these gaps here. You got your outside linebacker, middle, your outside. You got your corner. So that's what 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You got your free safety here, strong safety. Standard 4-3, right? 4-3 is still a very solid defense. The only thing is that we want to get very exotic with our defenses and offenses now. But if you have a 4-3 defense with solid players, I still think it could be one of the best defenses to run consistently. Even if you change it to 3-4, that's still a good look in terms of balancing out both defensive and run stopping. That's something that you want to take into account. You know what I'm saying? So you got your 4-3 here. You understand that's the standard D. Then we go if we go 3-4. My favorite thing to do is have hybrid players when it comes to anything with 3 down linemen. When you have that extra linebacker or that extra safety, you can really create a hybrid player. You can have an X factor type of guy on defense. So if we go 3-4, let's go 3-4. 3 down. Right? Now, typically, my X factor guy I always either put on I use him on the weak side here. All right, so my X factor guy will be typically this guy, meaning this, I could hybrid him being either an extra edge player. I can make him, of course, a linebacker because that's the standard position, or I can actually put a strong safety here, depending on how I want to play, who my opponent is, what their speed is, what their tempo is like. Sometimes you might need a smaller, faster, quicker, agile guy here. Or you can go strong side. You can put him here. So it's almost like playing 3-3-5 just with a shift in terms of the how the alignment is with your player. So what's good, 305? My man back in the building. I already know, man, I'm going over some defensive alignments, man, how we can really kind of mix and match. I think it's more about the personnel than it is the formation. So you can run 3-3-5, 3-4. You can run 5-2. It's all about who you have on the field. So we have a 3-4 here, right? Now, if we go back to 4-3, here's something I was thinking of, right? Just me being me, trying something different. Okay. So I was actually thinking of something similar to a 5-3, depending on if this is a run attack team, or if I'm in the red zone, or if it's goal line situation, without having to give up so much of pass coverage, right? So let's take a look at like 4-3 for a second. Let's go back to 4-3. Okay. Now, in a sense, 5-3 would kind of eliminate this safety right here. We'll kind of eliminate him, right? So let's take him out. Now, 5-3, I would typically put this guy here, I would bump him down a little bit closer to the line. So if it's, if the ball's in the middle of the field, but let's just say the right side is the weak side of the field, or let's say it's the strong side. I actually like to put pressure on either side of the field. It doesn't matter, but one guy has to pick a side, and he has to put pressure there. So if this linebacker, right, this 4-3 guy, if we bump him down here, and all he does is blitz down, okay, we bump the guy that used to be the safety, he comes down as the linebacker. So now you have almost like a 5-3 defense in the red zone, to where we can blitz this guy, but of course this guy is going to be man coverage. Our strong safety is going to be coverage. All right, he's in the linebacker position, but he's still playing man against his tight end here. Okay. Plus he has better. He's 4 or 5 yards off of this tight end. I would rather him play than this guy play. So we're gonna blitz this guy here. Let's get rid of that arrow real quick. Put him back. All right. So how it works is he blitzes here, and I send the guys to this side of the field. This is the way that they all slant into these gaps. All right, so he ends up playing man. Well, this guy here is he ends up playing man. Strong safety ends up playing man on this guy, tight end. Of course, that's man here. Man, you could even shift him over, the cheat over, play man on this slot. And then we got a running back here. Sometimes, like in the red zone, that slot is going to go and run a route. So I may have this outside linebacker play man, and I could either spy here, watch for the scramble, or kind of cheat and play a little zone there. So it gives you an advantage to still put pressure on this quarterback, because this guy here is blitzing. You know what I'm saying? So that's like a 5-3 look. It's still 4-3 defense. All I'm doing is shifting. Guys, to cheat aside. So you can start off in the 3-4 look. You can start off in the 4-3, right? So you got 4 down linemen. And we go into, let's go back to 4-3. Boom, boom, boom. Right, you got your safety here. All we did was move either one of these outside linebackers here. Just bump them down. All right, you just bump him down to here. He plays the edge. But when he plays that edge, just don't show it. Actually utilize it. So instead of sending him on a blitz here, just make him an edge player, or have an edge player, recruit an edge player specifically for these kinds of plays. And that's the thing, is about the personnel group is about having certain guys who do specific things. So if this guy puts pressure here, the only reason why I wouldn't send him here is because this running back here is here to block. All right. So I will bump this one down on the right side. Let's bump him down. Right. Again, he goes here. Everybody slants in this way. It'd be nice to see if I'm sure we can adjust that in the defensive audibles. But I would slant my guys to this side of the field, or honestly, even if I slanted them this way, right, that takes care of this edge where he gets free. So we want a direct line to this QB to get our sacks. All right. So once he bumps down, this strong safety, I forgot to mention, strong safety, he can stay there, but the only thing I'm looking for is this tight end can still come over the top. If this middle linebacker is not playing man on him, most likely the strong safety will be playing man. So I'm going to bump him down just a little bit so that he doesn't get that, the quarterback doesn't dump it right over the second level. All right. So that's 5-3. It's kind of like a 5-3 D where your safety and your linebackers bump down one level. You know what I'm saying? What's good, Apostle? What's good, my brother? It's my man in the building. Appreciate you, man, popping up. And he's been rocking with me since the 2K videos. Talking a little X and O. Super excited for the game to be released. And definitely talking a little bit of defense today, man. We'll do offense probably either tomorrow or Friday. So we talked about a little bit of 4-3. We talked about 3-3-5. Of course, the 3-3-5 look, again, it's pretty simple, fellas. You got 3 down linemen. You got 3 linebackers here. Usually the 3-3-5 is kind of evened out, these linebackers. So it's almost like a coverage thing where you have linebackers playing on the same level as the corners. Then you got your safeties here. And it'd be nice to be able to roll back a safety to play this zone if you're playing zone. Zone and 3-3-5 actually is really, really good. Because if you're playing cover 3, he's playing this zone, let's go green. Let's go green, yeah. He's playing zone, the safety back here has zone, middle. Let's see, this, I can draw this pretty good. I can draw this X better. Let's go back. All right, there we go. Now, flats, that's flats, middle, right middle, left middle, right? Or you can send a guy to blitz, depending on if it's the weak side. Always remember, if it's the weak side of the field, that's less coverage. Let me just do that, actually, because I keep talking about it. All right, easy zone reads here, pretty much. All right, so let's delete this real quick. Let's do that. I think if I place the ball on one side of the field, then you can understand what I'm saying even more. All right, let's move this football over here. All right, I just selected it. There we go. All right, there we go. So the ball's on the left hash, right? Got ball on the left hash of the field. Chris, what's up, man? Happy Wednesday to you, brother. Glad all is well. What's good, Jazz? Yes, sir. My North Carolina brother. We in here, man. We in here grinding. We talking X's and O's. We're talking defense today. I should have put that on the random topics thing. Instead of random topics, talking defense. But yeah, so we're just talking different defensive schemes today. So let's go back and draw our offense, right? And I'm just doing a typical look of what you would see most likely. You're gonna see shotgun more than anything in college football offenses, right? Boom, 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 boom. All right, got the short side of the field over here on the left. The receiver. Let's say you got your slot side here, right? This is your strong side. And then you got on your weak side. We'll put a tight end here. Usually you'll see a receiver. We'll put a tight end here. All right, I think that's 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yep. All right, let's get a better tight end. He's bigger than that. There we go. It's kind of off the line a little bit. All right, so now back on defense. So if we go back to 3-3-5 and we're talking zone coverage, because again, 3-3-5 seems to be the favorite that people are leaning towards. So let's talk more about it. All right, 1, 2, 3 down linemen. You got your linebackers here, right? You got your safety. You got your nickel guys here. All right, so that's 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So when we go in zone, remember on the short side of the field, what side is the short side of the field? This side. Let me change my color. This is short side of the field. All right, you're working with the wide side here. So you want to make sure that you have your alignment with your personnel groups. Your faster guys, you want to be able to make them cover more ground. So I'm not sure if they can stick to a particular side or if they stick with a particular defender. But nonetheless, your nickel guy needs to be probably the fastest guy on the field, so that he can guard this. He can guard this slot. Who can either go on a drag. He can do all kinds of. There could be all kinds of combinations where he does a short here, and then he does that, that corner route here right over the top. And so if they're playing man, he needs to be able to stick with this guy in all this field here. But that's man coverage. So let's go back to zone. So again, you got zone. He's playing zone here. He's playing flats. He's playing here. I mean, you got zone all across the field. Zone. It's got big middle. You got cover 6 where, you got all kinds of things where he goes back and plays here. Big zone. Guys can even drop back here. But it's all about how you want to mix up who you have on the field to get it done. You know what I'm saying? So 3-3-5. So let's go back to 3-4. Talk 4-3. Actually, you know what? Let's talk a little bit of 4-4 defense. We didn't talk about that. We talked about 3-4 defense, 3-3-5. We talked about the hybrid 4-3 defense where we can do a 5-3. We just did that. So let's go into like a 4-4 look, right? Which is clearly a run-stopping defense. So if you're running, if your defensive playbook and you choose the multiple defensive playbook, you'll have the 4-4 defense included. And so you'll have, of course, 4 down linemen. All right. And then you'll have cascaded right across in those gaps 4 linebackers. I don't feel like I didn't draw that well enough. You guys better look. All right. Boom, boom, boom. Lead. 4-4. You got 8 in the box, man. You got 8 in the box. You got 2 corners, of course. You got 1 high safety. That's it. So you're very vulnerable against the deep pass here, especially this kind of look. So we're gonna change the look of what the offense is. Actually, let's go into like a single back. All right. So let's delete this. I didn't need to delete that, but let's go into. Let's say you have like a. You got under the snap. You got single back. You got a wide here. And so you have your tight end here and your slot here. So you got single back, right? So this isn't bad. You just got to make sure that you got guys who can cover tight ends. And like I said, always have a hybrid player who is on whatever side of the ball the slot is on. Your hybrid guy needs to be aligned with him. So what do I mean by what do I mean by a hybrid guy? A hybrid guy is typically somebody who can be a Swiss Army knife on defense. We're so used to the Swiss Army knives on offense, like a Percy Harvin or a Tavon Austin or somebody that can play running back, receiver, do a fake reverse and throw the ball. Just these guys who can basically do it all. So who's your do-it-all defender who can bump down from strong safety to outside linebacker or from outside linebacker to edge? And those are the guys you typically want to find in terms of athletes to kind of fill the role for the position covering the slot. The slot is the hardest position to guard. It's the hardest position to guard because they make space for him. Like I said, a lot of times if we do a concept where, I'll say the only thing a lot of times is when we do that concept, when they have like a corner route and they come right underneath with a slant, the outside is hard to guard. But typically, they're trying to get these slots open. They're trying to pin down this corner here so that the slot guy can get up into that corner. Of course, they're doing like all kinds of drag concepts where, he may push this corner back and go on a post. He drags, and this tight end may try to clear out all this area with a little short end. So he's coming right underneath with all that speed, catching it here and then turning up, right? And this guy may be just doing a straight go route to clear it all out. So it's just about who you have guarding this position. You know what I'm saying? This is the dude in college football that you want to look out for. Even on offense, once you get a slot guy, you can utilize him in so many different ways. You know what I'm saying? So here we go. 4-4 defense. Easy enough to say. Listen, you got 4 guys. coming to the ball. You could blitz the outside guys, or you can have this guy play man if you're going man coverage. You got everybody covered. He could be playing man here. Actually, let's do this. Let's change that to this color. So man coverage here, man coverage there, man coverage here, right? And then you got your tight end who either you could do like a one high zone up here where he plays zone and he covers that tight end. Like I said, like your linebacker should be able to cover tight ends. We're not concerned with that. It's more about your slots and outside guys. Now, the problem is when you get into this bag, you don't want to be in the 4-4 defense. Back to your traditional spread offense, right? Whether it's on the center or in the shotgun here, right? Whether it's on the shotgun, you need somebody here. So your 4-4 defense will not work in these scenarios where you don't have a guy who can cover two slots. You need to cover all of these bases pretty much, all right? So let's get a clean slate. Let's get a bigger eraser here. I need to bring my football back because I just deleted it. It's all good. Let's see, delete that. Bring that football back in. I'm not sure where I just put that thing. Football, there we go. Perfect. Had to look for it again, guys. All right, let me shrink the size. Move it back where it was. Cool. Let's go to this side of the field now. So we got the ball near the right hash, of course. Yeah, man. A shout out to everybody, man. Everybody in the room. Man, hope you guys are doing well. They have the roster reveal, or is it ratings reveal sometime today, college football. So interested to see what they're going to show with that. But like the video, man, subscribe to the channel, man. This is what we do, Sim Sports Gaming. We're talking X's and O's. And so let's get back into it, man. And I think we covered so far. If I missed anything, or we can go back to traditional nickel defense. So let's go nickel, which is still a strong defense. We'll talk about that real quick. So we go back to today's traditional O. All right. Let's do that again. I really need a stylus to draw these things out. So let's go, QB. And remember, like, get your quarterback here. All right. Running back to the strong side. Get your wide. And again, we got to look out for different formations. I think nickel, before I draw the rest of the offense, let me just draw this and I'll show you why. So nickel, you have, you got your 4 down. Okay. Typically have your 2 linebackers here. Got your corner, safety, and I want to say you have your nickel back here. Or it could be safety, nickel. Okay. So back to the offense so I can finish drawing these. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 players. So you can see a double back with a tight end. You see double back with a slot. I didn't mean to do that. Let's redo. You can see trips. You know what I'm saying? You can see typical spread here, shotgun offense, or you can see even a 5 wide. So nickel to me is one of those things that I think it still may be one of the strongest offenses. Strongest defenses. I know that 3-3-5 has an allure to it because it's so spread out. But sometimes that leaves too much space for to be chipped away at. You don't want to be chipped away, meaning you don't want to get beat 6 or 7 yards each play. And I think 3-3-5, if you don't have the athletes, will leave you susceptible to those kinds of drives. Just chipping away at your defense, and they'll be on the field too long. So you have, let's get rid of 5 wide, and let's go back to just typical spread, strong side running back. Back on nickel defense, man. For me, you got your slot man covered here, okay? Typically you'll play what, cover 2? So you got that there, you got the safeties here, playing one side of the field, another side of the field, cover 2 man, right? You know, he's got running back. All right, the only thing about it now is that you have 2 linebackers who have to leave where they stand to cover. So if he goes out here, the linebacker leaves. If he's, going on a drag, he's going this way too. So it leaves the field open. Now, if you go maybe cover 2 buck or just a typical cover 2 on here, you could press. Let me see, B. Press this guy. Need some good corners to do that. And then you got he's playing back here. He's playing cover 2. He's got here in the flats. Probably goes here, and then he has the middle. This still leaves a lot of gaps. But again, it's all about your athletes, who you have on the field. Most important thing, man. So what's good, Teflon in the man. Appreciate you joining, brother. Man, I'm just waiting on the reveal as well. I'm not sure. I haven't seen anybody announce when they'll be dropped. I can check right now for you though, bro. Let's go and see. Let's see. Let's see. EA Sports, college football. This is what I'm waiting on too. Yeah, I still haven't seen anything released yet. But as soon as it does, man, I may go live again to tap into what they're trying to put out, man, because I want to see who they're rating high. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, so listen, I guess I'm going to just log off. I might just try to get back on in a few hours once they do this roster reveal. Nonetheless, appreciate everybody's time here. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Appreciate y'all fellas, all right?